When you're just starting out in business, in fact, in business in general, probably the number one thing that we are all spending time thinking about is where our next client is coming from or how to find new clients, especially if you're just getting started. How do you get that elusive first client? And then how do you create consistent income, sustainable income to continue growing your business? This is a question that came up in my League of Extraordinary Introverts community, and I thought today we would have a chat about it, and I'll share with you some of my thoughts from 8 years as a coach working with new coaches and other service providers, and 13 plus years in business doing various different kinds of businesses. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm Katherine Mackenzie-Smith, and welcome to the channel. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so that you get any notifications and don't ever miss a video from me. And please drop a comment below and let me know what is it that you would really like support with in your business. Where are you at? What questions do you have? Because this is actually a really cool format that I am hoping to do a lot more of here on the channel. So the question that came up in my League of Extraordinary Introverts group the other day is one from Heidi, and she asks, "Hi all, I've got a question. Are there any other coaches out there feeling surrounded by B2B folks?" So B2B, for anyone who doesn't know, is business to business. "I've just joined a group that's super active and has lots of great info for new businesses, but I'm struggling with my mindset because I'm finding that there are so many people interested in having a business, but not necessarily in personal development," which is what she does in her coaching. "How do you stay encouraged to keep growing your business if there aren't many people doing what you're doing? I'm still wanting to grow my business, but feeling a little discouraged. I want to be a successful coach and make money. Any thoughts?" So I want to talk about this in two parts. The first is that it can seem that B2B is the only way to be a coach, offer services, create an online business, the only way to be successful, and all of that. And I'm going to address that a little bit based on my personal thoughts and observations being a coach, working with coaches and other service providers over the last 8 years or so. And the second part is to hopefully give you some ideas, some suggestions for how you could possibly start looking for where your clients are actually at. So hopefully this kind of serves multiple purposes. I also want to be really clear that I am clearly a B2B business owner. I have been working with other businesses for a really long time. And so there is a little bit of hypocrisy tied up in this video because obviously I work with other businesses and I am a B2B coach. So it's obviously easy for me to say this, a lot of what I'm going to share. And I do have a lot of thoughts and opinions. So I want to be really clear that not only have I been a coach for 8 years and had my own business, I've been in business for over 13 years, doing lots of different things in the online space with physical products, with bricks and mortar businesses, consulting and project management, physical products, all of the different things. And this is kind of where I want to start because we have seen this rise of, in order to be a successful coach, you must do this, this, and this. And if you're familiar with my work at all, you will know that I do not agree with that. I do not believe in that. I believe that there are so many different things that make us unique and also play to our own strengths. I walked away from my business for 3 years because I spent the first 2 years of my business following somebody else's plan, doing all the things I thought that I should do, signing up to lots of programs and working with lots of coaches and all of the different things because I thought somebody else had the answers that I didn't have. And I followed all of that, completely burnt out. I had what would be considered a successful business, but I am so much more happy and fulfilled and energized and excited. And it feels more sustainable than it was when I first was starting out. I really hope that we can have a conversation about this. If you are a B2C business, please share your thoughts in the comments so that we can get into a conversation about this. But what I have really been thinking about since reading this question is the fact that when we're actively learning or searching for information or doing something like starting a business, which is a huge undertaking, that when you decide to become a coach or offer a service of any kind, you're probably not thinking about all of the things that it takes to be a business owner. The initial driving force to start a business is very rarely doing your admin, doing your marketing and advertising, doing all of the systems and things that it requires to have a business, because we're all thinking about the service that we offer and how much it's helped us and changed our lives, which is usually why we would become, say, a coach or a service provider. And so that is kind of the first part. Like when we're in that place, we are actively seeking out communities and spaces where we can learn more about how to grow a business, how to build a business, all of the things that we need. And so by nature of being in that learning experience, we will find ourselves joining communities and being in spaces where other people are building businesses and focusing on that, where they're investing money in business coaches. You might be in programs that are business-related programs, or in communities that are business focused, because that is what you're currently looking for. So I kind of call it a bubble. It's a bit of a bubble. It's a bit of an echo chamber where we look around and go, oh my gosh, everyone is starting a business and trying to help other people in business. And what we're doing is we're actually looking for clients and customers and people that we want to be part of our community in spaces where they aren't, because they're not hanging out in places where new and emerging and evolving business owners are hanging out. They're hanging out somewhere else. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. But what we are seeing, and I have definitely noticed a huge rise in this over the last few years. You may notice it too in the online spaces that you're in, that there is has been very much a switch to a one-size-fits-all method for success. People are developing a system that has worked for them and then advertising and sharing that as a way to get people to work with them, and then teach them that same method, and then invite them or teach them to teach that to other people. You might have seen that around. There's a very specific marketing style that comes with that. And as a result, it's actually not so much running a business, but following somebody else's playbook and then creating this, I teach you this system, and then you use the same system I use to get you into this program, to get new people into your program, and then you teach them that system. And so I know this is really controversial because this is massive in the online business community right now, but it kind of is a bit of a pyramid scheme. And because what it is like, I've got this system, I'm going to teach it to you, and then you're going to grow a business teaching other people to create a business that teaches people to create a business that teaches people to create a business. So I'm pretty critical of that method because it doesn't require years of business experience. It also means that people are, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, but that people are creating success stories from people who have managed to have success in that very structured method or model, like that success, and using it in their marketing to call in more people who are really just wanting to create a successful coaching business or online business. But if you don't fit into that model, or if it doesn't align to your energy, your natural strengths, the kind of way that you want to show up in the world, all of those things, that's then your fault. It is then, or you didn't follow the system, you didn't follow my method, or there's something wrong with you. And so the reason that I wanted to mention that within this is because I see it every day, people signing up to programs where they are guaranteed, or, in the way that you can do it that comes across as ethical, but it still is not, that if you sign up to my program, you can be like this person, this person, this person, this person, and make 6 figures in 6 months, or have 20K months, or all of these things, which is buying into all of our base needs of, I need to make this business work because I have to live in this capitalist structure, which means that I have bills to pay. And it bothers me because it is preying on our our vulnerabilities as new business owners in particular, who are like, we're all, I mean, we're all at different levels, but we're all at some time in our lives or in, the ebbs and flows of business or the ebbs and flows of financial and economic security, like looking for, where's my next paying client coming from? And so the pull to a certain guarantee of, if you just follow these steps, this will be your result, is really appealing. Is really appealing in an uncertain environment, which we find ourselves in right now. And so I really want to mention this because I know I have seen it over and over and over again. I know the appeal of that. And I also understand the mindset part of, am I able to be successful if I'm not also marketing to business owners? Because all I see everywhere are business owners. They are the only people who are investing in stuff. And the reality is that no, that is just where you're at right now. That is just what you're seeing right now. This is why all kinds of representation matters. This is why all kinds of different stories matter. This is why the content that we create is really important. That is why building a business that's aligned to your strengths and is sustainable for you and your desires and your energy and all of the different pieces is so important, because there is like a clear kind of we're going in two directions right now. We're at a crossroads where online business, especially, I can specifically speak to the coaching industry. I can also speak to the fitness industry because I am involved in that. That there is one direction that is very much following an old school formula of how we're attracting clients, how the words we're using involve a certain mindset of like scarcity and urgency and, pain points and all of these things, and a direction that is actually no. I don't want to create a business like this. I don't want to invite people into my space or my community based on fear. And I don't want to continue perpetuating these kind of capitalistic ideals when I believe there's a better way, when I believe we can all create a business based on our own internal knowledge and experience and all of these pieces versus just following somebody else's 5 steps to success or whatever it is. So the good news is that the microcosm or the bubble or the echo chamber that you might be in as someone who is a business owner, a new business in particular, a coach, whatever it might be, is that yes, you are in communities where people are learning to start businesses, run businesses, market their businesses, advertise, get clients, build websites, create opt-ins, all of the things. That's your little microcosm, your little echo chamber right now. And the reality is that there are billions of people outside of that little space that don't have interest in starting a business, who literally have maybe never even thought about hiring a coach, may not even know what a coach is, may have no experience working with a coach or thinking about that as a viable option to helping them solve whatever problem they have right now, or get the support or start to create goals. I mean, the number of people that my partner and I talk to in our fitness business who have never set a goal before is like a little bit mind-blowing, which is amazing, because that means that there is so much room for you to share your work and to support people to set goals and to create possibilities in what it is that they want to create in their life. So that's the good news. While we're focused internally, especially if you're more introverted, which, you likely are if you're here, we're focusing internally on where we are, on the spaces that we're in the communities that we're involved in, and the people that we are around. But if we would turn around and look outside of ourselves, then we have so much potential to reach and meet and connect with people who actually are looking for the services that you have. So with that in mind, I have some suggestions for you to take or leave that can help you to start thinking about how do I find these people? How do I be in connection with them when all I'm seeing are other B2B coaches or businesses? So number one is to actually actively seek out places where your ideal clients are hanging out, as opposed to the spaces that you are currently being supported in or learning in. So this requires a little bit of creativity, a little bit of just being adventurous, of trying out some things, of really getting into the head of your people, because we might think, oh, well, they're all probably reading personal development books, or they're in these Facebook communities. They might not be on social media, or they might be looking at things that maybe you were looking at before you found coaching. They might be joining other communities. They might be going to different kinds of events or reading different books. They might be on Pinterest searching inspiration or searching certain things on YouTube or Google. So, what are they doing? Where are they actually hanging out? What kind of activities or what solutions are they currently looking for? Because they're most likely not hanging out where you are. And in order to do this, my second point is to actually really know your message and your transformation, because this is actually super important. We talk about this in the content ecosystem a lot. If you haven't got that, I obviously recommend it. I'm super biased, but we talk so much about thinking about where your people are now and meeting them where they're at, thinking about what their journey might be, which might be based on your own journey or an ideal client, someone that you've worked with, and actually thinking, okay, if I help people with confidence, what is the opposite of that? Where are they right now? And how is their lack of confidence, or their, just not even realizing that confidence is their issue, which most people aren't, because what they're doing is they're seeing the real world ramifications of having low confidence, in that they're not putting themselves forward for opportunities, in that they don't know how to meet new friends or new partners. They don't put themselves, they're not getting those opportunities at work to progress in their careers. They might not know that it's because they don't have confidence, or that, whatever it might be. Obviously, this is like a super vague kind of example. And so what they're looking for is potentially different from what you're actually offering. And so that's when we need to get into the head of our clients, and we need to think, okay, if their day-to-day life is that they're not getting those opportunities at work that they really want, what are the things that they might be looking for to solve that problem? What are the spaces that they might be looking into? And what is the immediate thing that they're trying to solve? What are the possibilities that are available to them if they would just realize that this is actually the underlying issue of all of the other stuff, and not focusing on it as an issue, but like, if confidence is the thing that if they started to do some work and set some goals around this, it would actually change all of these other things and the way that they're showing up and seeing themselves in the world. And so we need to really think about what is that core kind of message, and what is the real world point A that someone would be at right now. Because again, a lot of the time we're talking from a place of where we are right now versus where our people are, and meeting them where they're at. So definitely think a little bit about that. If you need some support around how to create content and all of the things to bring the right people on that journey, because they'll know the next step is ready for them, that is in the content ecosystem. I'll pop the link below for you. And thinking about, okay, how do I, instead of seeking clients or looking for the answers in these communities that I'm in, how can I create that community to call my people into it? How can I show them that the investment in personal development, the investment in this, my kind of coaching, in this transformation that I can help them to, facilitate them to explore and go through themselves? How can I actually create a space where those people who resonate with that message can actually come in and connect with me? And so whether that's a group, or that is in creating content that is going to come up when they're searching it on YouTube or Google or Pinterest, thinking of those as like probably the top three, or three of the top search engines, thinking about the client journey and how your content, whether it's on your website, whether it's on other platforms, is telling a story and bringing people on a journey of, hey, this is where you are right now. You feel like you keep getting overlooked for work. Here are some things that can help you start to unpack that and unravel that. How can you start to bring them on that journey of like, hey, and if you want more, this is where you can find it. You can download my free this. You can sign up for a discovery call and let's chat about how, meet them where they're at and show them like, hey, I know this is what you're looking for right now. And then as a result, you're not going to tell them, oh, you need confidence coaching. You need to be more confident. And if you did that, then you would be successful in your career or in your relationships or whatever that is. But actually like, hey, I totally get what it's like to feel overlooked in your career. Here are my 5 best tips for how you can start to really find your own place and shine in your career, or start looking for the next, your next move or, career move. That is how we can actually create a community, whether we create a group where people can come together and share their thoughts and ideas and questions. Honestly, a group is an amazing way to get into the head of the people who are your dream clients, are the people you want to work with, because they're going to share the things that they're struggling with. They're going to put it in words that make sense to them. And that is going to help you to know how to answer, I can answer that question. Oh, I can help you with that. Oh, I have some thoughts about that. And so you're creating, again, this ecosystem of content and community and connection, which when the time is right for them to take the next step, there's a very good chance that they are going to go, oh, you really helped me with that. What else have you got? So that is kind of what I think about when you're in spaces where you're seeing B2B businesses. You might find yourself starting to think, is this the only way to make money online? I 100% can tell you that it's not. When you look at people like Oprah, whose whole, a huge part of her brand and her community is around personal development. The success is out there, but what we can sometimes do is hyper focus in on what we think is the thing stopping us from getting those clients, from making the money, from like whatever our version of success looks like. And instead go, oh, actually, what I need to do is stop turning my focus into this group and this community where all I'm seeing is B2B. And I'm kind of starting to believe this story that this is the only way to be successful in my business, and start looking outside of the spaces that we are in right now and start finding places where we can connect with others, find what it is that people are actually searching for and what it is that they really need support with, that our services or our coaching or our tools or whatever it might be can actually help them with, because that's how it all starts to work together in an ecosystem where we aren't just standing at the front of the room kind of talking at everyone. We are starting to create connection and conversation with people so that when they ask us questions that we have answers to and we are qualified to share that we can then create ways for them to get a little win or to move one step further ahead or to do that little bit of personal development, so that the people who are ready for it, the people who are those dream clients, when that invitation is put out there, hey, if you're interested in coaching, we should have a chat or whatever that might be, the people who are so ready are going to be the ones that sign up. It is so easy to get discouraged when you're looking for clients in spaces where your clients aren't. And I see coaches deciding to become B2B coaches all the time because they think, oh, that's all there is. That's all that's possible. That is, what success, like where all the success seems to be happening right now. I'm a business coach, and I know that even myself, sometimes I think, oh, wow, maybe this one size fits all formula is the only way to make squillions of dollars in personal development, in coaching. But the reality is when you come deep within yourself and you go, how do I want to show up every day? What kind of world do I want to contribute to and impact and participate in? And how do I really show up and serve my clients? I know as a business coach that trying to fit each and every one of you into a one-size-fits-all box is not going to be successful or sustainable for all of you, or for many of you, myself included. I do not work within those constraints. And so we can see the appeal of, like, the grass is always greener on the other side. But it's so important that we come back to our own alignment, our own desires, our own version of success, and the people who really need our support right now. I would love to hear from you. Did you find this helpful? Are you going to take any of these steps? Do you have a B2C business, a business to consumer business that isn't B2B? Please let me know below what that is, or if you have any further questions, if you decide to take any of these steps and if any of them help you. And if you have any other questions at all, please drop them in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to join the League of Extraordinary Introverts Facebook group, you can do so. Those links are below. If you're interested in the content ecosystem, it is a super affordable way to start thinking about creating content and having an ecosystem in your business. That means that there are always new ways that you're getting in front of your dream clients, people that are looking for what you can help them with. And so that link is below as well.